We were meant to be doing like a full day in the Watagans, but halfway through CPT80, all the lights came on, volts started dropping, so we called it. This video I'm going to show you what we did do. It was really fun. I'm also going to show you what's coming up next. The Landcruiser is getting a bit of a birthday, so I've got the alternator. I bought a new aircon compressor because it's seized. It was pretty fun. I was coming home from fishing the other night and just smoke pouring out of the bonnet. And the aircon pulley had seized, so I got a new one of those. And the front end of the Landcruiser is going to get a proper birthday. So I've got new headlights and grille and support and everything. So I'm going to pick a color and put that all together. So Watagans is about 30 minutes from our place, which makes it super convenient. The intention was to do CPT80 and then have a look around and do something else a little bit harder. But with the alternator going, that was all we got time to do on this day. First step, getting rid of anything that's hanging out that's going to get us caught up. So we can pull this guy out pretty quick. Next step was to get some air out of the tyres, just to make things a little bit easier. There has been rain in the Watagans recently, so it was super slippery. I think we ended up running around 25 PSI. So we've all got our own methods for deflating. I've got a quick deflate that I use, and then I just double check it with a digital pressure gauge just to make sure where we need to be. Some cowboys, particularly Ranger owners, have their own ways of letting their air out. And last but not least, I always try and take a bag of rubbish that some filthy pigs have left behind on every trip. So make sure you're doing your bit, these grubs. Alright guys, we're here at the Watagans today. I've got my brother-in-law with me and my fiance. We're finally doing some proper four-wheel driving. It's got a Ranger, it's got a locker obviously, which is saving him lots of headache. And so far so good. We're only just into it, but the Landcruiser is doing everything I want it to. So I say this track is somewhere between easy and moderate. We were tested on a couple of the hills, but the Landcruiser's unlocked on 33s with a smallish lift, and it got through it all. So if you're fairly new to four-wheel driving, I'd definitely recommend CPT80 as a place to get the hang of your car. So we kicked it off with a couple of little puddles, and as you can see here, the recent rain made things very slippery very quickly. After getting through that small puddle, we were obviously met with a lot deeper one here. We had a bit of a feel around and decided it probably wasn't worth the risk, so we decided to go around it, which was still challenging, especially without lockers, but good fun. So you can see here, I had a couple of goes at it. I tried to get my wheels in the right spot and give it a little bit, but it was just no matter how lightly I touched the accelerator, it slipped. And you can see just there, as soon as the wheel left the ground, there was no hope. If I had a front or rear locker, I think this would have been really easy, so that's definitely going on the shopping list.
You're sliding in mud, Alex. Yeah. Sitting on the bumper. You're sitting on the bumper.
You can see here the soup that I'd just driven through and what was keeping it so interesting. Now it's a bit hard to see here, but the rear right wheel was really turning up some soup. I'm going to chuck in an alternate angle here just so you can see what was going on and why it sort of got stopped there on something that looked super simple. So with that done, we got to the part where I lost my alternator. You can see here Alexi was attempting to pole vault over it. It didn't seem too bad, but these cars are typical of doing alternators in mud, and this is the moment it happened. So about 30 seconds after that, this is how we ended up. I had the full Christmas tree of lights on the dash, and I got exactly what I deserved. So after a couple of quick attempts to sort it out, wasn't fixing it, we made the decision we'd just finish CPT80 and then head home, as the faults was dropping, but really slowly.
As close as you can to this side. As close as you can to this side. Slowly, slowly. Bring up. This side is going to be a drop. Very, very slightly. Good, 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 good. Back to the shoot. Slowly. Go straight. You've got to go straight. Get back into the out. Now start to turn to me. Into the bank. So how mine creeps up. Mine. Okay. Up the road. Nice. Come on, come on. Punch it, punch it, punch it, punch it, punch it. Yeah, boy. Nice. This brought us to the last run of the day. This is the track out. And I'm not going to lie, I was pretty nervous. Should we cut across on the left?
So we took our time, we had a good look at it and hatched a plan. I decided I'd try and go right first. It was a little bit ambitious, especially without a locker, but gave it a go. And we ended up sort of zigzagging. And it was tough for us as amateurs, but super rewarding to get up there.
Go straight, you're good, you're good. Yeah, good, good, good. Keep going, keep going. You'll have to bounce it. This is tight, you're on the roll. You go down this way.
So the usual disclaimer here, it doesn't look that steep, but we were super steep at this point and I was getting a little bit nervous. So I shot this angle and then we'll be able to see from the other side how I ended up getting through it.
Stop, stop, stop. Go back. What have I done here? So
That doesn't feel very good.
You've got a little bit more to dip. Left, left, left.
Right.
Yep. Right, right, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You sexy animal.
So keen eyes might have noticed that the front end of the Landcruiser's changed a little bit. I've got an episode coming out next week where I walk you through what I've done to the bull bar to sort of dress it up. And I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm changing the headlights and grille as well. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, give the video a like so that more people see it, and we'll see you on the next one.